The topic of my seminar for this coming Shepherds Conference is What's in a Name? Understanding Jesus as Son of Man and Son of God. Part of the fruit of the Reformation was setting forth again a biblical, proper understanding of the Lord Jesus, Solus Christus, and how he plays into the Christian faith. Understanding Jesus comes about not only through a study of his teachings and his actions, but also the names that are used of him. So it's so important to understand what's going on as those two names, Son of Man and Son of God, are used in the gospel narratives. And yet so often they're misunderstood. So we tend to think of Son of Man as a very simple reference to Jesus' humanity. We tend to think of Son of God as a very simple reference to his deity. And yet when you really examine those names, the context in which they're used, the events and the words that are spoken around those names, the simple definitions just don't hold. There seems to be so much more going on as those titles are used. So the trial of Jesus obviously comes at the end of the gospel narrative, and he's asked the question, are you the Son of God? Now, Son of God in the Gospels is often paired back to back with the term Christ, Messiah. It has Davidic connotations. It is a reference in the Old Testament scriptures to the Davidic king, the anointed one. And Jesus affirms that. He affirms that he is the king over Israel. But then he introduces the Son of Man concept. And Son of Man actually reaches all the way back to creation itself. By asserting that he's the Son of Man, he's saying, I'm not only king over Israel, but I'm king over all of creation. And then, of course, at the trial, the two come together in a Christological high point. Are you the Son of God? To which Jesus says, you said that it is so, and I tell you that now you'll see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power. So the names used of Jesus don't occur in a vacuum. They're found in a narrative, and they have a significance with respect to the events that occur around those names. So as we come to understand the names of Jesus more fully, so we understand the person, the work, the ministry of the Lord Jesus more fully. That will only ever increase our worship of him, and it will allow us to lead our people in that same way.